Welcome to the recording for the HTML code identification assignment. This is using the Greener the Green web page. You can see that this is part of week 3, the elements of design in HTML unit. So again, this is the HTML code identification assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and move down, and here's HTML code identification assignment. And as I look at this, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the code of a web page, and then you're going to identify what some of the codes do. Now, on the questions, I asked for you to give me the coding. I mean all of the coding, the exact coding like in the example 1 right here. So the steps to do this. You're going to analyze the Greener the Green web page to identify the HTML coding. So step number 1 right here says go to the Greener the Green web page. So I'll click right there, and I'm on the Greener the Green web page. And you can see it has green shades in 8 images, has the word green in the middle, and then has these colors of green, these shades of green on the left. So that's the first thing you do is you go to that web page. Then you choose View Source to see the code. So let's go back to that page. Then I'll do at the top View Source. Now I'm in Internet Explorer, so you may have to view it differently depending on what browser you're using. And here is all the code for this. Now, in my directions, choose Edit, Select All, Paste into Notepad, and then in Notepad arrange it so it's easier to read. Well, if you can read it fine by just looking at the code like this, then that's okay. If you can't read it very well, because yours may view differently than this, if you can't read it very well, then I would suggest you change it. But the idea here is, see, like this right here for Lime, that ends up being like 5 lines, but if you fix the code, if you paste this into, so I highlight it all, copy, and then go into Notepad and paste, then I can go into Notepad and I can adjust this in Notepad. So like I would go right here, hit delete, just to put things on individual lines so they're much easier to see. However you want to do that is fine. So you choose to do that however you want. Now you're going to examine the code to find the answer. So the first one, I've done it for you. What is the coding that puts the word chartreuse on the page, and what is the hexadecimal code for the color chartreuse? Well, let's go look at the color chartreuse and how it is on the page. So here I am, and as I look through this code, then I can see right here, here's where the word chartreuse gets put on the page. And this is the code that puts the word chartreuse on the page. So that's the code that puts the word chartreuse on the page. But now if I want to see the code that actually gives it the number, or gives it the color, so if I look at that, this is the code that puts the word chartreuse on the page. Then, if I go up here, I can see here's where the coding was set up for the color chartreuse, and right here is the hexadecimal number for the color chartreuse. So if I go back to my answer, you can see that for number 1 here, I copied the code that puts the word chartreuse on the page, and it says the hexadecimal code for the color chartreuse. Here's the hexadecimal code for the color chartreuse. So you go through this and answer these. So what is the coding that puts the word forest on the page, and what is the hexadecimal code for the color forest? What is the coding that puts the word jade on the page, and what is the hexadecimal code for jade, etc.? So you'll go through all of these, answering these questions based on looking at the code for the page. Now you might have to jump between looking at the code and looking at the page just to see what each line of the code does. So the ones I have, what is the code that puts the door on the page? Well, you would need to look to find where the code is for this door. What's the code that puts the word jade on the page? You'd need to find the code that finds the word jade. So just like my example, which was the word chartreuse, again, I want everybody to get this right 100% the first time, so I'm going to show you again. I'll go right here, that puts the word chartreuse, then I'll do copy, then I can go to my word processor and paste. Then to find the hexadecimal code for the color chartreuse, that's right here. Then I right click copy, then I go back to my word processor and paste. So what you'll do is you'll take all these, put it into word processor, answer them, then you just put it all in the Dropbox. Do not attach a file. And you'll answer from 2 all the way down to 11. So that's all this is, a pretty simple assignment. Take your time, answer the questions completely, get it right 100% the first time, then you don't have to deal with it anymore. Okay, that's all I have for you. Thanks everyone. Bye.